Well, good evening and welcome everyone to another live video streaming event courtesy of Table Rock Sports Productions. I'm Nate Goodyear with Katrina Sewell this evening, coming to you live from Jack Woodward Stadium in Phoenix, Oregon, right here at Phoenix High School. Thanks for joining us this evening for the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, powered by US Cellular at Siskiyou. Tonight, it's the Vikings traveling over from Mazama in Klamath Falls to take on your Phoenix Pirates. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Phoenix Talent School District and our participating community business partners. Be sure to download the new version of our free app. You can watch all Table Rock Sports Network events on your phone, tablet, PC, or anywhere you connect for free. We also invite fans to check out all the features on TableRockSports.net, where you can find easy access to live streaming events, Southern Oregon Sports Spotlight, and our new feature, the Alumni Watch. Just a few short minutes until kickoff. Mazama comes in at 3-0 on the season. They're the number 2 ranked team in the state. They're facing a Phoenix Pirates squad that's 1-2 and coming off a road loss last week at Sweet Home, where they fell 22-7. It's the opener of Skyline Conference play. This contest last year turned into a 61-13 victory for Mazama. But Phoenix is looking to turn a new page. They got their first win in over a year just a couple weeks ago. It was right here at home, and they look to continue that trend of home wins right here tonight. So again, I'm Nate Goodyear. I welcome in my broadcast partner, Katrina Sewell, who's going to be working on the camera tonight, among so many other things. Good evening, Katrina.
Well, hey, how's it going tonight?
It's pretty good. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to have you with us. Katrina is on her first football game with me anyway, so we just recently met. And I think we're going to have a pretty good time last night, and hopefully a pretty good contest between a couple of foes that you look at Mazama on paper, and they're tough, like they are every year. And they're coming off a win last week against a Del Norte squad that's no joke either. So they're going to pose a tough test for the Phoenix Pirates. We got the coin toss getting ready down there, and it looks like Mazama is going to get the ball first. That's a little bit off the trend for Phoenix so far this year. Even when they've won the toss, they've elected to take the ball. Mazama is going to have their appearance tonight. They made it all the way over the hill. And so while they're here, they're going to head on over to KTVL Channel 10 after the game with our guy Joe Brett. 11:10 Friday nights. It's Friday Night Football with Joe Brett, Brian Schnee, and Demi DeSoto. You're going to see highlights from all our Table Rock sports teams, including this game right here. Those are highlights that only Channel 10 is going to have access to. So watch for teams live on set each week on Friday Night Football. Again, the Mazama Vikings tonight. But they've got to play a football game first. It's like they say, Katrina, you know, they play, that's why football games and stuff aren't played on paper.
That's right.
They're played inside TV sets.
That's right. And tonight's going to be such a great game, like you mentioned here, Grant, earlier. Second place, Mazama in the state. The Pirates tonight have really got to kick it in gear if they're going to get this one tonight. Mazama is an awesome team, and they're going to bring it.
That's what you can pretty much expect from them just about every year, and it's not a surprise to see that it's gone that way again. For Phoenix, on the defensive side of the ball, they've had a little bit of trouble obviously coming in at 1-2, but their size is really on the defensive line, and that's kind of the strength of what they try to do. But they're going to kick it off here. They'll move right to left in their home Navy Blues. Opening kick is up, and it's going to be fielded short by Cade Wynn. He fights ahead to about the 40-yard line, picked up about 9 yards on the return. That's where the Vikings will start their opening drive. Have the starters for you for this Mazama team here shortly. A double wing offense for Mazama. It's a dive straight ahead. They go to the fullback, Charlie Baker. Expect to see a steady dive to him. That's what you usually get out of this double wing type of set. They like to establish the fullback early, and on first down he picks up 9. It looks like the official spot will be 8, 2nd and 2 upcoming, 20 seconds into play. It's Tristan Lee under center for the Vikings, a 6'3" junior. In motion to the left. Once again, it's the fullback, this time an off-tackle play. Used to call it the belly. Charlie Baker taking it up the left side, moving the sticks into Phoenix territory. So Charlie Baker, the fullback, Jolin Gardner joining him as one of the wings. On the far wing is Aiden Kint. Here's an option, or it's given to Kint, I should say, I'm sorry. Up across the 40, fights his way ahead for 7 yards on the play, bringing up a 2nd and 3.
And it's crazy, this game is already starting to get so good. We've already lost a helmet tonight between one of the players over here on the Pirates. They've got a lot going for them.
This team's getting after one another early on. It was Tristan Lee, the quarterback, and we're already going to have an early timeout. So let's get to one of our sponsors here right quick. We got a new one this evening, Eye Care Associates. We'll be back with the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. No score on the John L. Scott scoreboard.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye
I try to keep it right with the players or right with these guys.
Welcome back to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. No score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. 10:43 left in the opening quarter. It's a 2nd and 3 upcoming for Mazama off the timeout. Here's an option off the left side, kept by the quarterback Tristan Lee, who finds a first down plus a little bit of additional yardage. Picks up 5 on the play. Moving the chains once again for Mazama. .90 seconds into the game. It's a 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Caden Bolanos checking into the game. He'll be coming in to relay the play from the sidelines to Tristan Lee, and he'll line up on the right wing. Split out wide to the near side is Alex Hayden. Lee under center, and we're going to get a flag. Bolanos a little too eager. A little too eagle.
A little too eagle.
A little too eagle. Trying to soar his way into Phoenix territory.
Right. And then considering also, you know, like I said earlier, Phoenix has a lot riding on this game. They've really got to step up and do a really great job against this team, and they're not going to stop. As you saw right there, we had a foul. Flag was raised on there because these guys, they're in there to win.
Back in is Gardner on the right wing. Lee under center, Baker the fullback. There's a reverse option. Lee once again with the keeper, but this time it's sniffed out behind the line of scrimmage. Mateo Lopez making the stop. It ended up being a gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 13. This is what we're going to see out of Mazama. 2 wings, option left, option right, dive. Not very complicated, but it's all about staying disciplined for that Phoenix defense. Lee with a play fake, back to pass, hit as he throws, a nice ball, caught across the middle, reaching for the end zone is Ben Hoagie, and he made it. Touchdown, Vikings.
Great job, Mazama. That was an excellent play, excellent throw. And as you can see right there, touchdown.
36 yards on the passing completion from Tristan Lee to Ben Hoagie, the senior tight end. Lee stood in there and took a shot, but delivered a perfect ball right up the seam, and it's 6-0 Mazama. Now, of course, wouldn't you count on it too, Katrina, that the second I bring up how much we expect Mazama to run the ball, they deliver a play fake for the score.
And a perfect kick. Yeah, and did you see that perfect kick by them? This is going to be a game tonight, folks, for you all to see. And for those that are joining us from at home, still plenty of time to get down here to Phoenix High School here in Phoenix, Oregon. Get some of the game action right here in person. Trust me, folks, this game is going to be great.
9:15 remaining in the opening quarter, so just a quick 2-minute, 45-second drive to open things up. Mazama marching all the way down. And, if you're Phoenix, obviously, Katrina, you don't want this to be the way the night goes. But that's what I was talking about right there, the discipline, staying true on that play fake, and that was pretty much an undefendable pass. It was
Absolutely.
just pretty ball.
And Coach Vic Lisa from Mazama has done such a great job implementing what it means to be a great defense, and on this case, great offense for Mazama. Having that first touchdown for the night tonight, we've got a lot more in store for you folks.
Davon Ruiz and Nick Goff back deep to field the kick for Phoenix. They'll look to bounce back with some points. It's going to be taken off the bounce by Goff, and he comes near side up to the 20, the 25, trying to get the edge at the 30. Lowers his shoulder and is knocked out of bounds just shy of the 35-yard line by Brendan Valdez. So it's Zach Dungy, the senior quarterback for Phoenix, looking to lead a bounce-back drive for the Pirates. They trail 7-0. 3 minutes into the game here in the first quarter. Lopez in the backfield, ahead of Walker, the fullback, in the offset eye. Dungy gives straight ahead. Lopez swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. Dropped at the 31 for a loss of 3 yards, 2nd and 13. Dungy under center. Davon Ruiz split out to the near side. Hard count from Dungy. Here's a trap play. Lopez shakes a tackler in the backfield, trying to get forward to the line of scrimmage. And again, several Mazama tacklers are able to meet Lopez at the line. It's like he wasn't able to get back to the line of scrimmage there. Loss of 1, bringing up 3rd down.
Exactly. This defensive line right here from Mazama is just so tough. They are literally like a brick wall in the way. Phoenix is really going to have a hard time getting through that wall tonight.
That's their challenge. The Pirates are going to try to run the football too. That's their MO. We're going to have a game with the clock running quite a bit tonight. Back to passes, Dungy. He's trying to set up a screen. Walker takes it at the 30, shakes a tackler up to the 40. A flag down behind the play. Across midfield is Mike Walker. Not more than enough room for the first down, but we'll see what the flag is. I have a feeling that might be a roughing the passer penalty, and it is. So Phoenix not just with a big gain from Walker into Mazama territory, but they're going to get the penalty yardage tacked on top of it.
That is exactly what Phoenix needs right here at this moment. I know we're early on in the game, but the quicker they can get this going, the better it's going to be for them in the long run. Phoenix, you got a lot to do. Let's work and try to get that touchdown.
So after the penalty, the ball will be spotted all the way up at the Mazama 32-yard line. Phoenix breaks their huddle 15 yards behind the play. Lopez in the backfield, offset eye. Walker the back to the strong side. There's a give to Lopez. Dodges a man and weaves his way up about a yard shy of the line of scrimmage once again, so nothing going on in the early part of the ball game for Mateo Lopez. Clock ticking on 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Mazama up 7-0. 2nd and 11 upcoming for the Pirates. It's a weak side eye with Walker, the fullback. Dungy with a play fake. Rolls.
Oh, it's perfect. Keep it. Oh, look at him go.
Walker at the 30, fighting ahead to the 30 or the 25-yard line. A yard and a half shy of the first down marker. Nice play by Mike Walker.
Nice little windy night tonight.
Yeah, the weather was nice when the sun was out. And second, it goes down. We're at that time of year where it's just chilly now.
Mm-hmm. It's what we call Southern Oregon's second fall, where it's not really quite fall, but not really quite summer.
A busted play. Lopez trying to get something out of nothing, and some laundry down in the backfield as well.
Looks like a yellow was pulled on that one. Yellow flag on the floor.
Holding against Phoenix. And unfortunately, that's something we've seen out of this Phoenix team too many times this year, where they get a little bit of good fortune. In this case, they spring a screen play and get a roughing the passer penalty attached to it, and then they shoot themselves in the foot by committing their own penalty. 3rd and 18 upcoming. Back at the Mazama 41-yard line. 3 wide receivers for Dungy. Goff in the slot near side. The give to Walker, the setback, spins off a man, spins off another man, but he's stuffed.
He was pummeled. Do you see how many of them were on him? All he saw was blue and white.
Made 2 guys miss, but making 10 guys miss is a little bit taller of an order. On comes the punt team for Phoenix. .550 left in the opening quarter, so we're already at the midway point. A little bit of confusion. The kick is finally away, however. And it bounces its way out of bounds. Mazama will start their second drive of the game on their own 14-yard line. Use this opportunity to let you know that before or after the game, you can stop in at Arby's at 41 East Stewart Avenue in Medford, where they have the meats and they mean it. Arby's at Stewart and Riverside before or after the game. Nate Goodyear and Caitlin Sewell with you here from Jack Woodward Stadium in beautiful Phoenix, Oregon. 5:29 left in the first quarter here. Mazama up 7-0, courtesy of a 36-yard touchdown pass from Tristan Lee to his wide receiver, Ben Hoagie. Lee back to pass again. He's got pressure. Walker hits him from the side. Big hit from Mike Walker for the sack.
Excellent job, Phoenix, on that one.
Second down upcoming. Give ahead to Baker. He shakes off a couple men, and he's picking up big yardage, dragging Phoenix tacklers across the first down markers, up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Spot at the 27, first down Mazama. Run it back here real quick and take a look at that sack from Walker. You can see he just breaks off the edge, untouched, and hammers Tristan Lee.
Beautifully done.
Flags on the field here before the first down play. False start on the Vikings, and that'll back them up 5. .439 left in the opening quarter. First and 15. Give to Baker, up the middle. Churning forward. Manages to pick up nearly 6 on the play. Charlie Baker, the senior fullback, listed at 220 pounds, and he runs like it.
He is a beast.
And that's really one of the focal points of an offense like this, Katrina, is to have that fullback that's just always a threat, that's going to need 3, 4, 5 guys to bring him down. Because it's just so easy to wear down a defense that way, and then you hit him to the outside, and before you know it, you got another score. Lee on a keeper here. Looked like he may have had an option man, or it may have been a busted play, but either way, he picks up maybe 2 yards up to the 30-yard line, and that'll bring up third down. Approaching the 3-minute mark, 3rd and 7 for Mazama. Here's a counter play, and blown up in the backfield. Ryan Brumble was there to hold the edge and stuff the play. Aiden Kent was brought down for no gain, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Great discipline by the linebacker Brumble. It'll force a Mazama punt. Nick Goff is dangerous. He'll be the man deep, awaiting the kick from Aiden Smith. High snap. A beautiful kick from Smith. Goff fields at the 30. He's going to split the defenders up the middle, but hanging on for dear life and making a nice special teams tackle was Aiden Kent. Phoenix will start at the 40-yard line. 2:16 left in the opening quarter. It's Mazama 7, Phoenix nothing. I want to thank you for joining us for the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week, brought to you on TableRockSports.net, the Skyline Conference opener here in Phoenix. Pirates looking to get to that 500 mark for the season. Offset eye to the strong side. The shift here from Phoenix. Now Walker with more of a wing position. They're going to pitch it over to Lopez across the right side, who's met just ahead of the line of scrimmage. Picked up 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8. If you're just joining us, the only score of the game, courtesy of a 36-yard touchdown pass from Tristan Lee to Ben Hoagie, just 3 minutes into the game. Dungy operating out of the shotgun for the first time with 3 wide receivers to his left. It's a screen to Goff, who's blown up behind the line of scrimmage, wrapped up and brought down by Tristan Lee.
As you mentioned, Tristan Lee had that earlier, and tonight with that tackle, this guy is doing so amazing. I bet you there's some scouts out there looking at this kid tonight.
Did a great job to wrap up the ball carrier, and really that's a play that he stopped well before the ball was thrown. That was a play that was stopped in practice on Tuesday with the way that he anticipated. 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Pirates. They need to get past midfield for a first down. Rolling right, setting up a screen. Nothing there intended for Walker. The Mazama defense was all over it, starting with Cadence Baltz. Alex Hayden also there to make a play. Fourth down upcoming. Brumble into punt. Back deep is Kent. A nice kick from Brumble, fielded at the 30, now up to the 35, dodging tacklers across the 40 before being brought down by Mateo Lopez at the 42-yard line. On the John L. Scott scoreboard, it's Mazama 7, Phoenix nothing. The Lithia Superstore Game of the Week right here at Phoenix High School. 44 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Nate Goodyear and Caitlin Sewell with you.
Katrina Sewell, but you know,
oh my
who's
gosh,
asking?
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Well,
That's okay.
Nobody, I guess I should have asked because I knew that. Katrina.
That's
Katrina
all right.
Sewell.
You know, there's a lot of cool Katrinas out there, like Katrina and the Waves. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one that I thought of for sure.
Yeah. She was walking on sunshine.
1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Give ahead to Baker. Picks up 4 yards on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 6. Clock ticking on the first quarter. Inside 20 seconds now. See if they get this play off. Lee under center. Once again, it's Baker, this time untouched across midfield, across the 40. It'll be marked down at the 40, and that's the end of the first quarter. When we come back, it's going to be Mazama ball in Phoenix territory at the 40-yard line. 1 quarter complete here at Phoenix High School. It's Mazama 7, Phoenix 0 on the John L. Scott scoreboard.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
I saw a parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid, trying to coach him from the bleachers, and the embarrassment on the kid's face. It looked like he was about to cry while playing the game.
I think it's very embarrassing for a student athlete to see their parents being escorted out of the gym or off the playing field.
I'd be surprised if that kid comes back to the game.
And you risk a child enjoying the game, that you rob them of the fun. You have made a bad choice.
Back with you to start the second quarter here on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. Mazama with a 1st and 10. They give to their fullback Baker, and this time he's stopped after gaining just 2 yards to bring up a 2nd and 8. Tightly played game so far. The Mazama defense has been up to the challenge against this Phoenix offense, but you look at the other side, and you could say the same for Phoenix so far. Holding the number 2 team in the state to just 7 points in the first quarter. Have to feel pretty good moving forward, but here's Baker knifing his way through the line and into the next level, up past the 20-yard line. Good for a 1st down and then some for Mazama. Been the Charlie Baker show for the most part for the Vikings. Coming off a 21-14 win against Del Norte. Both of these teams looking to start off Skyline Conference play on a positive. Lee sets up an option. He cuts up field to the 15, and across the 15. Gang tackling by Phoenix, and a nice fight from Tristan Lee to pick up about 5 yards.
He must have had at least 6 guys on him.
Looks like we're going to get a water break for Mazama. A good opportunity to let you know that Doctors James Savage and Rajiv Rajagopal are happy to welcome Dr. Brian Clevenger to the Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, Call 541-779-3781. Looking ahead to next week for Phoenix, they're going to head over the hill to Klamath Falls to take on Klamath Union. Klamath Union taking on Henley tonight in their Skyline Conference opener at Henley. Crosstown rivals going at one another. Henley in the early part of the season has looked strong as well. Coming out of the timeout, it's a 2nd and 6 upcoming for Mazama from the Phoenix 14-yard line. It's an option keeper. Lee cuts upfield. Nearly gave away the football, but was able to hold on one-handed. Short of the first down marker, however. 3rd and 1 on the way. Two minutes into the second quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Lee keeps it himself, cuts upfield, dragging Davon Ruiz up towards the 5-yard line, but a little bit short. Easily enough for a first down, however, and that'll bring up a 1st and goal for Mazama. Running back Justin Ivey checking into the game for Mazama, but it's still Baker, the fullback, with Lee under center. The bread and butter for the Vikings. Here's a toss, a counter to Ivey up the middle and in for a Vikings touchdown.
It is good. That was an amazing play made by Mazama. Excellent job. Oh, actually, hold on a minute. Looks like I see a yellow on the field. I wonder what's going on. What happened?
Like the officials maybe were rushing in there to break up a bit of a tiff between some of the players. So we'll see what's going on after the referees have their discussion with one another. We can take a look back on that counter play. Is the simple reverse turn, fake the toss, give to Ivey. He strolls into the end zone. So it was a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. 2 of them, it appears, they called against Phoenix. Some of the frustration showing through as the Pirates now trail 13-0 pending the extra point. That's where it can get tough. It's just so hard to stop the same run play over and over and over again, especially with this physical Mazama team just kind of grinding out 4 or 5 yards at a time. Can get really frustrating. And unfortunately for Phoenix, some of their players let that show through.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, like you mentioned. Phoenix has a lot on their plate tonight. They're trying to hold up Mazama from getting that extra one. But unfortunately, like you said, 2 guys made it a little bit too much aggressiveness, but Phoenix still has a lot of time tonight to catch up. Let's see what they can do.
At this point, I think what those officials are saying is they're talking to the captains, Ariel Lopez being one of them, to basically just let him know in this situation, hey man, keep your guys calm. This is your responsibility as your rep on the field. We can't be having this type of stuff. Aiden Smith on for the extra point. His kick splits the uprights. And with 9:24 left in the second quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard, it's Mazama 14, Phoenix nothing. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor, the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell back with you from Phoenix High School, where the Pirates trail the visiting Mazama Vikings, number 2 in the state Mazama Vikings, that is, by a score of 14-0. Scores from Ben Hoagie and Justin Ivey have been the difference so far in this one. Ivey just scoring on a 6-yard touchdown run. And because of the 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that came after the touchdown, this kickoff for Mazama is going to take place all the way back in Phoenix territory at the 30-yard line. This is field goal range for Aiden Smith. He's got to be going for the uprights here, right?
Absolutely.
If I'm him, I'm lobbying the officials. Like, yeah, you guys got to give me some points if I get it through, right?
This is such an advantage for them right now due to those penalties that happened right before that last touchdown. And dang, this is definitely an advantage. Let's see what they can do.
Well, you wonder if they don't, with this kind of field position given up out of the gate, if they don't try to go with some sort of onside kick here, because you don't have the field position to lose. And it looks kind of like that's what Phoenix is prepared for, with all of their return units stuffed up between the 10 and 20-yard line. That's exactly what they do, but it's fallen on wisely by Justin Wilcox. Phoenix will start their drive at their own 19-yard line. I like that call, though. That's a heads-up coaching decision from Vic Lees to just say, what difference does it make? Let's get the ball back here. If you're in Mazama's position, you get the ball back there. You got an opportunity to really turn the knife a little bit on Phoenix. And if you don't get it, like they did here, Phoenix is still starting at the 20-yard line. 9:23 left in the second quarter. 14-0 Vikings. Shotgun formation for just the second time tonight for Dungy. Goff is in the slot to the left. In motion is Ruiz. It's a give to Ruiz. They're going to try to sweep around the outside. He loses the football. It's on the ground. Still a scramble. Who's got it? Mazama's signaling that it's their ball. But of course they do. Everyone always does.
Oh, yeah, mine. As you can see that little high five there between Mazama. They knew they did good.
And it is. Fumble recovery by the Vikings. And a tough break on the first play of the second half for Phoenix. First and 10 on the way from the 12-yard line. Baker straight ahead, wrapped up in the backfield, but still so difficult to bring down. Looked like he had nothing, and he managed to pick up almost 5 yards. Marked down at the 6-yard line. So it is a 2nd and 5 on the way as we're inside the 9-minute mark in the second quarter. Lee under center. It's a give to Ivy again. Same play as the last touchdown. Same result. And it's another score for Mazama. Piling on now here in the second quarter. It's 20-0 pending the extra point.
And there just proves it why Mazama is second in state.
Well, fool me once, shame on me. But back to it there. And it's another touchdown on the exact same play. Extra point, up and good.
Coach Vic Lee Silver there at the Mazama team has got to be feeling very good at this moment. 3 touchdowns, 3 kicks, scored 21-0. It's doing great over here for Mazama.
Not the start that Phoenix wanted, but this is a tough squad they're playing. Mazama comes in undefeated, and they're looking to stay that way emphatically. I'll let you know that Bill's Glass is proud to be a sponsor of high school athletics. Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years, covering the full spectrum of glass from your vehicle to any room in your house. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you here from Phoenix High School, where it's 21-0 Mazama in the lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard. We want to thank you for joining us for the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net. It's another onside kick, and this one, Mazama has a chance on it. They fall, it's still out, and it looks like Mateo Lopez might have somehow come up with that ball late. Flags flying in. Lopez did come up with it. It looked like there was some late aggression there from one of the two sides. We've already seen that. A couple of unsportsmanlike penalties on Phoenix already early on. And in the scramble for the loose ball, there may have been a little bit of dirty pool. That's exactly what it is a personal foul against Mazama. So again, a gift with a personal foul penalty for Phoenix puts them in pretty good position. They're able to start their drive now in Mazama territory, but last time they weren't able to make anything of it.
Well, we got 8 minutes and 29 seconds on that clock right now. Phoenix definitely's got to kick it into gear, but they've got plenty enough time. They can do this.
1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Dungy from the gun. Walker motions out of the backfield. Goff and Ruiz to the right side. Dungy flushed out. He's looking upfield. He's looking deep for Goff. It's off his fingertips. A sure touchdown to Nick Goff. And he couldn't hang on.
That is so unfortunate. That is exactly what Phoenix could have used at this moment.
Trayvon Daniels in coverage. Goff had him beat. The ball got there. That would have been a tough catch. He just couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Dungy made a nice throw on the run.
That was an excellent throw. What was that? Almost 30 yards?
In the air, would have caught him. That was a little longer than that. It was closer to 40 because I think it hit him in the hands at about the 5-yard line. And Dungy was behind the line of scrimmage throwing on the run. Offset eye, and it's a draw to Lopez, hitting the backfield. Falls forward, maybe able to pick up a yard. We'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Pirates. Just past the 8-minute mark here in the first half. Weak side eye for Dungy. Play fake to Lopez. Going to fire towards the flat, looking for Walker, and a late flag. Again, this one's definitely going to be a roughing the passer penalty. That's the easiest first down that Phoenix has gotten all night.
And I don't know if you could hear this crowd yelling over here in Phoenix. They are definitely cheering on their team. I love it when the community comes together and all supports their students here tonight.
Of course, Phoenix has one of the great student bands in the area as well. We'll make sure we get you some of their show at halftime.
Absolutely. I heard a little Rolling Stones earlier as well.
Oh, they do a great job. A great job. One of the better atmospheres around with the band. So the roughing the passer will set up the Pirates with a 1st and 10. The Mazama 28-yard line. Let's see if they can make something out of it. One of the officials forgot to pick up his flag.
We all make mistakes.
Well, with the way that this game has been going, he probably figured he should just leave it on the field. A lot of personal fouls early on. A couple of roughing the passer penalties out of Mazama, and a few unsportsmanlike penalties from Phoenix. Out of the pistol here is Dungy, and he doesn't have his pitch man. It was a mix-up in the backfield. He thought Lopez was there, and wisely Dungy was looking to make the pitch, but he was able to spot in time that his man wasn't there. Broken play yields a loss, and it'll be 3rd down. We're going to see a substitution here. Lopez heading out, Tristan Norris heading in. Maybe that's just the penalty for not knowing where you need to be and making your quarterback look bad. But Lopez is really the bell cow of this Phoenix offense, so I wouldn't expect him to be out for long. Flag down, it's a delay of game penalty. And we'll back up 5 more yards. It looks like we're also going to get a timeout. So with that, we'll step aside, take a word from our sponsor, the John L. Scott scoreboard. Mazama 21, Phoenix nothing on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
I saw a parent, dad in the stands yelling at his kid.
Rushing back to play, 6:48 left in the opening half. Mazama up 21-0 over the Phoenix Pirates. It's the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. 2nd and 12 upcoming. Dungy's going to roll to his left. He cuts upfield, still looking upfield, but he's got nowhere to go. Flag down way from the far side of the field. Looked like there might have also been a face mask laid on the play, but I don't know if anyone saw that.
Tonight is just laden with penalty after penalty.
Yeah, after the first quarter took about 15 minutes real time to get through. The second quarter is grinded pretty much to a halt thanks to a litany of flags on the field. Now, because it's going to set up such a long 3rd down, Mazama will decline the penalty. We'll see a 3rd and 17 on the way for Phoenix, lined up at the Mazama 35-yard line. Three wide receivers for Dungy under center. Walker, the setback. Play fake to Walker. He rolls. Walker makes the catch at the 30, shakes off a tackler, and has his helmet ripped clean off, and that's going to be another flag.
Yellow. I am seeing a lot of yellow tonight.
So a face mask is going to be the call, and that'll be 15 free yards tacked on to the end of the play, and an automatic 1st down for Phoenix. But again, Katrina, at some point, they have to take advantage of this field position that Mazama has been just gifting them with boneheaded mistakes.
You're absolutely right. I mean, Phoenix has definitely got the advantage right now. They're so far down there. I mean, the fact that Mazama keeps having all these penalties and keeps moving them forward, they're literally gifting them yardage. Let's see how Phoenix can do.
1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. It's a strong side eye. Lopez the back. He's going to take it. Cut back towards the middle of the field. Stopped pretty quickly. Gain of maybe 1 on the play. In fact, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. 5:20 left here in the second quarter.
Number 14, Zach Dungy, joining him on the field now.
Receivers split to the left now. It's Goff in the slot. Back to pass is Dungy. He's looking. He's got nothing, and he's brought down in the backfield. Finally, a clean play. This sack coming courtesy of Isaac Haggerty, breaking through up the middle and dropping Dungy for a loss. So we'll see a 3rd and 15. We approach the 4:15 mark, left in the first half. Out of the pistol, it's Lopez and Walker in the backfield. The play fake, looking for Walker, and it's intercepted.
My goodness. That is amazing by Mazama.
Picked off at the 30, across the 40,
and he's
finding
running
his way through midfield.
Oh, this guy's a beast.
Trayvon Daniels finally brought down in Phoenix territory at the 49.
Not that Mazama needed some extra points, but dang, that was an amazing play by Mazama. Caught that interception, ran it halfway through this field. Phoenix has got to be feeling it right now.
See the ball just a little bit wide, and it was picked off and brought back for a nice return. First and 10 upcoming for the Vikings as they look to tack on to this 21-0 lead. Here's a toss. Headed to the far side. A little bit of room for Aiden Kent.
And
he tries
yellow
to
flag.
turn the corner. Another flag down after being knocked out of bounds after a gain of 3, but we'll see what the marker is all about. Appears to be a holding penalty on the way for Mazama. Well, as they mark off the yardage, you can get your crunch on with crispy, crunchy chicken, available at My Circle K. That's a game winner right there. Find them, follow them, kick back with them at mycirclek.com.
Have you actually had any of their chicken?
No, I have not.
Well, you got to try it. Definitely very good. And they're right.
Crispy, crunchy chicken.
Crispy, crunchy chicken.
The 1st and 19 on the way. On the way back at their own 42-yard line. Back to passes. Lee looking downfield. He's got a man, but he can't connect. Streaking across the middle of the field was Alex Hayden. And the throw sailed just high. Nick Goff was in there close on the coverage, as well as Mateo Lopez getting mixed up in the situation.
You can hear that marching band starting to warm up to our left here.
Getting ready.
Got about 3 minutes, 32 seconds left on that clock. It's almost their time to shine.
2nd and 19. In motion is Kent. Play fake from Lee. He pumps, and he's brought down, hit in the backfield, and dropped by Mike Walker, his 2nd sack of the game. See Walker with some good patience. pushes upfield and then sticks with the play to earn his second sack. Inside 3 minutes left now in the opening half. 3rd and 22 upcoming after a 3-yard loss. Phoenix trailing Mazama 21-0 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. We've got some whistles here, and we're going to get a timeout. .244 left in the second quarter is where we are. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell happy to be with you from Phoenix High School on what has turned into a somewhat chilly evening. This game started off with a 36-yard touchdown pass just 3 minutes into play from Tristan Lee to his wide receiver Ben Hoagie, or his tight end I should say. A 36-yard strike that opened the scoring, but that's all that would happen in the first quarter as Phoenix looked like they were in pretty good shape. But since then, it's been a pair of touchdown runs from Justin Ivey that have widened the gap. Phoenix will look here to force a 4th down, get the ball back, and maybe put some points on the board before going into the break. Right between the hash marks on a 3rd and 22 at the 39. Here's a play fake, chasing in from behind. It's Walker again, his 3rd sack of the night.
That guy is literally not letting a single ball go by him. That was an excellent play by Phoenix.
Great pass rush discipline from Walker, shown on consecutive plays as the punt team is on. Take another look at that sack from Walker as he just stuffs the play from behind. The high short punt that bounces at midfield and goes out of bounds at the Phoenix 40. So quarterback Zach Dungy and his crew will have 2 minutes and 8 seconds to march 60 yards down the field and try to cut this deficit before going into the half. Now Phoenix will receive the second half kickoff, so this is an opportunity here where you can get a 14-point swing if you execute on your next 2 drives.
Definitely, and Phoenix has to take advantage of this. They've been given so many different advantages of this game so far because of Mazama's fouls, but they've yet to actually use those advantages. Let's see what they can do right now.
A lot of credit due as well, Katrina, to this Mazama defense. They have been impenetrable this evening. 2-by-2 set with Lopez in the near side slot. Goff up to the top of the screen. Rolling left is Dungy. He pumps. He looks, trying to find Goff, but he ends up just throwing it away into the Viking sideline. And looking downfield, it looked as though Goff was busy looking for someone to block rather than trying to look for the football, and that's why Dungy was forced to throw it away. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:01 left in the second. Two by two out of the pistol now for Dungy. He gives to Walker. Breaks a tackle, on with 2 hands, trucks a safety, and works his way towards midfield, but just short of the first down markers. 9-yard gain by Mike Walker. His tenacious running style pays off on that play, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Joe Baynard, the sophomore tight end, checking in. 90 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Slot left, I formation, and it's going to be a false start against the Pirates.
I saw that, definitely.
Fama Salo, the guilty party. Sophomore left tackle. Back the Pirates up 5. That'll keep the clock moving as well, so now you wonder how aggressive Dave Johnson wants to be, as we're going to be inside the 1 minute mark by the time this ball is snapped, facing a 3rd and 6, but 56 yards to go if they want to get a touchdown before the half. 45 seconds.
They're going
Dungy out of the gun.
Yeah, if they got to run, they're going to run right now. And yellow on the field.
Flag down. Dungy steps up, but he's wrapped up and dropped back at the 35-yard line.
Good news with that, though, that does stop the clock right at 36 seconds left of this.
Looks like we're seeing another procedure penalty. That, of course, will be declined. That'll bring up a 4th down with 36 seconds left in the half. Timeout on the field. We'll keep it here with 36 seconds left on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's the Lithia Superstore game of the week. Your Phoenix Pirates trailing the visiting Mazama Vikings by a score of 21-0. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you, letting you know that fans can stop into any of the 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, Siskiyou Cellular has been keeping customers connected to people and things that matter most. Check out the latest individual, family, and business plans with all the latest smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and accessories. Siskiyou Cellular, presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports. Brumble on to punt with Aiden Kent back deep. Have his heels on the 25-yard line. Brumble with a high end-over-end kick that bounces at the 35. Kent will let it go, where it will be downed at the 23-yard line. Wouldn't be surprised to see Mazama take one shot here on 1st down at least. 24 seconds left in the half. They're already up 21, but 28's a bigger number going into half, put it that way.
They definitely got such a big lead halfway through this game right now that they can afford to have a little fun, right?
Yeah, I think you kind of just want to step on the gas at this point and see if you can eliminate all hope for Phoenix before you even get to the 3rd quarter. But here's an option.
Oh.
The pitch is held onto by Kent, an athletic play to gather a wide toss from Tristan Lee. He's knocked out of bounds, picked up 5, maybe 6 yards.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was literally fingertips holding onto that ball.
Juggled it and then had to keep a hold of it.
Absolutely. Great job from Mazama.
I was mistaken. He wasn't knocked out of bounds, and that's going to close the book on the 1st half. So 2 quarters complete. It's been all Mazama so far on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Vikings 21, Phoenix Pirates nothing. It's the Lithia Superstore game of the week. We got a fun halftime planned for you. Of course, we'll see a little work out of the Phoenix High School band, and then we'll have a look at the 1st half and what's given Mazama this 21-point lead. But first, a word from our sponsors. Mazama 21, Phoenix nothing on TableRockSports.net.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just a dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass.
Back with you at halftime, the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net. I'm Nate Goodyear. She's Katrina Sewell. Mazama's up 21-0 over Phoenix so far in this one, and it's really been all Vikings. Their defense has showed up to play today, and their offense as well. 2 rushing touchdowns from Justin Ivey have been the difference. But as it is right now, we're going to take a look at the Phoenix High School Marching Band and give you some of their halftime show for your viewing pleasure. It's one of the treats of being able to do games here at Phoenix High is that they've got one of the best bands around. And I think pretty quick here we're going to go ahead and turn it over to them. While we're at it, I want to go ahead and thank the athletic director here for Phoenix, Dave Earhart. He just does a fantastic job getting us set up to bring this broadcast to you on TableRockSports.net. He's been very accommodating of us and is able to put us in a position to bring it to you, not just the Phoenix viewer at home, but I have a feeling tonight we have quite a few Mazama viewers as well that are pleased to see their boys up 21-0 at halftime. The sound of the xylophones getting warmed up is just fantastic.
I'm excited to see what this team has. I have yet to see this marching band do their thing.
Seems like a good time to tell you all that Southern Oregon is a hotbed for local sports at the youth, high school, college, and even Olympic levels. You can stay in touch with all sports in Southern Oregon at southernoregonsports.com. And let you know, too, to watch Channel 10 tonight when Mazama is going to be on Friday Night Football with our guys Joe Brett. Highlights from the Table Rock Sports teams that only Channel 10 is going to have, including a couple of highlights out of this game. Might see one of Mike Walker's 3 sacks in the first half. That's Friday Night Football tonight at 11:10 p.m. on Channel 10. Mazama Vikings right here tonight. They're going to be in studio down at KTVL. Seems like they're maybe just announcing the band right now. So let you know next week, too, for Phoenix. They're going to head over to Klamath Union. KU's visiting Henley tonight, crosstown rivals over in the Basin. It's nice to see our friends from the Basin. Got to see my pal Randy Adams doing the Mazama broadcast on the radio over there. Spent a year doing Henley games working with Randy. It's good to see old friends.
Yeah, Randy's a great guy. I got to meet him tonight.
We're all just kind of doing the same labor of love here. It's funny, Randy's one of those guys that pretty much everyone that's in any sort of broadcasting or radio or anything around here is aware of Randy Adams. But hey, it looks like it's band time, so we're going to go ahead and turn it over to them right here at Phoenix High. Another good performance by the Phoenix High School Marching Band. It's halftime here on the John L. Scott scoreboard, live at Phoenix High School. Phoenix trailing the Mazama Vikings by a score of 21-0 in the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. We'll have more from halftime when we come back after a word from our sponsors on TableRockSports.net.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adult sports world to continue.
Knowing your role means that the parent, the coach, the referee, the fans, we all have a role.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is a guy from Lithia who made it all possible. Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just a dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
In 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
Welcome back on TableRockSports.net. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you. 21-0 your score at halftime. Mazama up over the Phoenix Pirates on the John L. Scott scoreboard. I want to take this second to thank you for joining us here, as this game so far has been a story of Mazama kind of just dominating on both sides of the ball, but if it wasn't for a lack of discipline, really on both sides, but mostly on the part of Mazama, this game might be a little bit more out of hand even by now, Katrina. Phoenix, a couple of opportunities deep into Mazama territory. One of them resulted in an interception that was brought all the way back across midfield and into Phoenix territory by Trevon Daniels. Aside from that, scoring was opened in this one with a 36-yard touchdown pass from Tristan Lee to Ben Hoagie. That opened up the scoring just under 3 minutes into the contest. And then after that, it was a pair of touchdown runs by Justin Ivey on the exact same play from 6 yards out. 21-0 your score. U.S. Cellular celebrating 30 years of providing wireless service in Medford by throwing a free concert featuring Grammy Award-winning artist Macklemore. If you want tickets, U.S. Cellular will be distributing 3,500 tickets on last Saturday. Gosh. Well, all right.
I got some.
You did? Well,
Yeah.
then why don't you tell me about it, since I'm reading a read that's a little bit outdated.
I actually picked mine up at U.S. Cellular, student line. I had a couple friends that have been there since the night before. Something going to be a great thing that comes to Medford. He's huge. You know, everyone knows him. And I'm so happy that they're free tickets. I thought that was amazing. So I'm very excited. I know the Valley's super excited. It's going to be a great concert.
Well, Mazama got the ball to start the first half, so Phoenix is going to try to get themselves on the board. Looking around the athletic landscape for the Pirates, there are several Phoenix teams that are ranked among the state's best right now. Girls cross country, currently number 5 in the state. Boys soccer is 5th as well, while girls soccer is 11th. You can follow all of their teams at phoenixpirates.org. Game stories, photos, schedules, and coaches' interviews, they're all there. You can be part of the Twitter Nation as well at PHS Pirates Live. Of course, the Phoenix football team tonight taking on a Mazama squad that entered this game not just 3-0 and coming off a victory at Del Norte last week, but they're also ranked number 2 in the state. And they've pretty much shown that in spite of all the penalty markers for lack of discipline. They've been tough on both sides of the ball, especially behind the running of their fullback, Charlie Baker. Second half kickoff on the way. The Pirates wearing their home navy. And they'll be moving left to right. Ball on the ground. Skips between Goff and Ruiz. But here we are. Ruiz across the 25. Tries to get up to the 30. But another late flag coming in. More dirty pool out of the Vikings.
Yellow fields, or the field is all scattered in yellow tonight. I think literally almost every play there's been some type of penalty. And did you catch who that was on?
Well, assuming that it does go against Phoenix here, it looked like Connor Wynn was the guilty party. And once again, Phoenix will be in good position to start their drive due to a personal foul penalty. 1st and 10 at the 44.
All is not lost. Again, 0-21 halftime coming in right now. Going in for the third, and let's see if Phoenix can pick this up here. They've still got plenty enough time to change this whole game around.
Fumbled snap. Dungy's going to just fall on it, but not before losing 5 yards on the play.
And that was Isaac Haggerty there, right, for that tackle.
Officially a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 upcoming.
Hey, I want to give a shout out down here to these Phoenix Pirates cheerleaders. They're doing an excellent job getting these guys pumped up, getting these Phoenix Pirates some energy and enthusiasm to try to take on this Mazama here.
3 wide receivers for Dungy. 2 backs in the backfield, Lopez and Walker. Here's Lopez. Met in the backfield, wrapped up and dropped. Another big loss on the play. Ben Hoagie was racing in. He's caught a touchdown pass today, and now he's got a big tackle for a loss. 7 yards given up on that play by Phoenix. That'll bring up a long third down.
Looks like Tristan Norris is about to come on in. And along with that is Zach Dungy. Dungy? Dungy. There we go.
So Walker will be the only back in the backfield next to Dungy. 3 wide receivers down to the near side. From the gun. Flushed out, and he's brought down. Another sack for Mazama. Continuing to move backwards. That time it was Caden Bolanos.
Poor thing. Zach Dungy had no chance with that. Mazama came after him, and he was down.
And after all that, the Pirates are going to have to punt, pushed all the way back to the point of the original personal foul penalty that gave them such good field position.
And again, this seems to be a trend for the Pirates tonight. They keep getting advantages and yet not being able to take advantage of them. They get pushed back again.
Knuckleball off the foot of Brumble is fielded off the bounce by Kent at the 30, up to the 35. Cutting upfield to the 40, shakes a tackler across midfield now, the 40. He cuts inside, shakes a tackler, a juke move, and he slips. And a late flag comes flying in. Shifty moves by Aiden Kent. We'll see what the marker's all about.
That was an excellent run there by Mazama.
Block in the back against the Vikings.
They're losing some field here.
That's a 46-yard return by Aiden Kent, nullified by the block in the back. Still good yardage picked up on the play, though, in spite of the penalty. And the Vikings are going to start their drive in Phoenix territory. 1st and 10 from the 43. 9:24 left in the third quarter. Gives straight ahead to Baker. Lowers the shoulder and bowls his way forward for 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. We'll set up a 2nd and 4. Well, Ivy has the 2 touchdowns from his wingback position, but it has been Charlie Baker that has been the workhorse for Mazama. Lee on a keeper, cuts upfield, declines the pitch, up to the 25, caught from behind by Mike Walker, and brought down hard, but not before picking up a first down at the 21-yard line.
In the background, you can hear those Mazama cheerleaders with their Be Aggressive chanting, and boy, isn't Mazama.
Mike Walker's been pretty busy for this Phoenix defense. He's got a tough job over there playing a cornerback position, kind of an outside linebacker position against this double wing set. He's got 3 sacks, but it hasn't been enough. Keeper again. Lee, he's got the edge. He outraces Lopez, turns the corner to the 10, and he's chased out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Good job by Lopez to stick with the play and prevent the touchdown.
Mazama is super close on this one, and again, they're going to send in Ariel Lopez for the Pirates.
1st and goal on the way from the Vikings. 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Mazama up 21-0 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Lee keeps it, cuts upfield, dives into the end zone, and it's another touchdown for Mazama.
That is good.
Extra point from Smith is up and good. Just like that, we got a 4-score game. With 8:15 left in the third, Mazama 28, Phoenix nothing on the John L. Scott scoreboard. The Associates for Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery provide professional, personal, and compassionate care to their patients. Their offices in Medford, Grants Pass, and Klamath Falls practice a full scope of services from corrective jaw surgery to wisdom teeth removal and much, much more. For more information or to schedule your complimentary dental implant consultation, call 541-779-3781. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you. A Tristan Lee 5-yard touchdown run is the most recent blow from this Mazama team to the Phoenix squad. 28-0 your score. After struggling in the first quarter, putting up just 7 points, Phoenix looked pretty stout on the defensive end. It's been all Vikings since then. Justin Ivey with a pair of scores as well. Goff and Ruiz back deep. Ruiz will chase this one to the 20, field it off the bounce, and slide out of bounds. Tough break. Well, Crater bouncing back after their loss last week. They're at 45-14 over North Bend at halftime. Two tight ends for Dungy. High set in the backfield, straight ahead, Lopez. Met at the line. Drop just past the 20, picking up 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8. Again, two tight ends, heavy formation. At the play fake, Dungy finds Walker in the flat at the 25. Tries to cut back, shakes his way through, up ahead to the 30. And that second effort is going to be enough for a Pirates first down.
And that was a great job there by Mike Walker with the Phoenix Pirates.
Nice run from Walker to move the sticks after the pass and catch out of the backfield. It's very rare that you see Mike Walker taken down by only one defender.
I was just going to say the exact same thing.
That time he just decided to go for a cool half dozen. Walker's been one of the bright spots tonight on both sides of the ball for Phoenix. 1st and 10, a draw to Lopez. Dodges a man and falls forward to the 35. 5-yard gain on the play, 2nd down upcoming. Seven minutes left here in the third quarter on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Skyline opener for both of these teams. Mazama will head up to Grants Pass next week to take on North Valley. Here's Lopez falling forward to pick up 2. Third and 3 on the way from the 37-yard line. Phoenix chewing up a little bit of clock on this drive, but not a lot of yardage to show for it so far. 6:05 and counting in the third quarter. Ruiz, the only wide receiver. Walker and Lopez in the backfield. And another fumbled snap. This one's on the ground. Did Dungy fall on it? He did. Giving him a run for his money was Chado Rivera for Mazama. But it's going to bring up a fourth down nonetheless.
You know, just when you think Phoenix might have a chance to get that going down there, they just can't get past that defense line for that Mazama team.
Yeah, I think if anything, that's really been the bright spot for Mazama, is that they've been able to cause so many problems for themselves as there's no returner back for the Vikings. This ball hits at the 30 and takes a big bounce in Phoenix's favor. It'll be downed at the 19-yard line. Take this opportunity to hear from our sponsors. 28-0 on the John L. Scott scoreboard, TableRockSports.net.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
Back with you from Phoenix High, 5:11 left in the third quarter. Give straight ahead to Baker on a first down run. Baker's got some space up to midfield where he's dragged down. Nick Goff finally able to make the play and save the touchdown, but not before a gain of 30 yards by Baker. Another first down play. It's a counter this time to Ivy. He's got 2 touchdowns already. He's weaving his way across the 30, down to the 25, where he's chased down by 3 tacklers. It's all the big names. It's Ruiz, it's Walker, it's Lopez. But not before a gain of 26 on the play. Another first down for Mazama.
Oh,
we got another flag.
Flagged. Mm-hmm.
So another holding penalty against Mazama. The fact that they're able to commit this many penalties and have such poor discipline on the road just goes to show you exactly how strong this Mazama team is. So oddly enough, with the spot of the foul, it's going to bring up a 1st and 11, which isn't something you see very often. 4:20 remaining in the third quarter. Mazama up 28-0 over Phoenix. Lee fakes the pitch, spins upfield, and he's got everyone juked. Now he's got some big-time room down the far side at the 30, down to the 20. Stutter steps his way, has some blockers, and he's in for the touchdown.
He is. He was completely alone down there for a moment, and he had it.
There is a flag down on the play.
Oh, my goodness.
A fantastic run by Tristan Lee. And it's going to come back. Or is it? Nope, they're waving off the flag. What a run from Lee.
This team is just annihilating Phoenix Pirates tonight.
Yeah, the way he turns, gets his way back upfield. Extra point on the way. It's up and good. And a couple of quick strikes here in the third quarter, just like that, on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Phoenix trails Mazama 35-0. 4 minutes left in the third quarter here at Phoenix High School. Sports fans, we know you like to access our games on your mobile devices, but how many of you knew that we have an app for that? Did you? Well, now you do. The TRS app is available through the Apple and Android stores. Be sure to check out TableRockSports.com each week for our features and our news feeds updated daily. Follow at Table Rock Sports on Twitter and Instagram. Nate Goodyear and Caitlin Sewell with you on what has turned out to be a rather chilly, although somewhat beautiful and clear evening. Definitely a good night for football, Caitlin. I mean, I would say we're standing up here. I've got a jacket on. You're a little bit chilly. This is kind of the type of night where it's really only comfortable if you're wearing pads and running up and down a field trying to physically knock the snot out of some dude in different colored laundry.
That's right.
Nice kick is going to sail into the back of the end zone. And a touchback to start the drive for Phoenix. You can join up with Table Rock Sports and the NFHS Network for the playoffs coming up ahead later on in the season. A single 1 month, $9.95 pass will get you access to all of our local teams' playoff games and coverage from all of the state basketball tournaments as well. Championship excitement from Table Rock Sports and NFHS Network. Two touchdown runs from Justin Ivey and one from Tristan Lee have accounted for three of the five Mazama scores. In fact, Lee actually just scrambled for a 50-yard touchdown as well, so make it 2 rushing touchdowns. I'm checking my notes here. I'm a little bit off. Empty backfield. Dungy is chased out of the pocket right away. Fires for Walker, who can't hang on.
He's feeling it. You got to see how hard that is on him. He had that ball, and it just slipped right out of his fingers.
Yeah, and it looked, I was kind of starting to wonder there why they went with an empty backfield under center, and it was because they were missing a player, I believe. Mateo Lopez will check back into the ball game, replacing Davon Ruiz, as we're now at the 3:59 mark of the third quarter. 2 tight ends, Goff, the lone wide receiver, up to the top of the screen. Hard count from Dungy, gets his own man.
Another yellow. Looks like another penalty on the floor or on the field here. Let's see what's going on.
Lopez jumped early. An uncharacteristically rough game from Mateo Lopez, who was so strong just a couple of weeks ago from that tailback position. But against this Mazama front, Caitlin, just nothing to be found.
You know that song, Walking on Sunshine?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Do you remember the name of the person that sings it?
Yeah, I do.
Katrina and the Waves, right?
Yeah. Did I just call you something else?
Yeah, Caitlin. But you know what?
Are
That's
you
a great name,
serious?
too. Yeah, that's all right. I know a few really great Caitlins.
I can't believe I've done it twice. That's excellent.
Actually, it was more like 4 times, but I couldn't let it
Really?
slide. Yeah, it's all right, though. Bob, was it?
Yeah, just go for it.
Just kidding.
I'm just making up names. Dungy into the seam.
Oh, there it is.
Baynard with the catch, dragging tacklers up to the 40. Up to the 45, pushed forward. Joe Baynard, the tight end, into the slot. Picks up the first down.
Baynard's got to be feeling proud over that. I mean, you saw, 4 or 5 Mazama defensive linemen all over him. Couldn't bring him down for quite a while. Great job there.
All the way up to the 45-yard line to move the sticks. First catch of the night for Baynard. First completion to anyone other than Mike Walker, actually. 1st and 10. Here's a toss to Walker, who's hit just ahead of the line of scrimmage, dropped after a 2-yard gain. Katrina.
Yes.
Second and 8 on the way for Phoenix. Interestingly enough, the more that Phoenix has fallen behind in this game, the more they've tightened up offensively in terms of their formations. Another flag down. Dungy was ready for the snap before everyone else. False start.
False start.
So backed up to the 42-yard line now as we approach the 2:30 mark in the third quarter. It'll be a 2nd and 13. Two tight ends, Goff the wide receiver near side. Walker's now the tailback with Ryan Brumble the fullback. Fake to Walker, firing downfield for Goff, and it's picked off again. Second interception of the night for Trayvon Daniels. That one was a lot easier than the first one, but didn't get as good of a return.
I feel like that guy is everywhere on the field here tonight.
That ball never really had a chance to make it to Goff, and I think at this point, Dungy just trying to get the ball in the air because he was under pressure. First down for Mazama. From the 30-yard line. Lee's going to keep it. Nice blocking on the edge, and he's got some space. Across midfield, it's a foot race to the 40. Out of bounds. Just past the 30-yard line. Nick Goff finally finishing off the play. Moving the chains easily is Tristan Lee down to the 32-yard line. We're going to see a timeout for Phoenix. So we're going to go ahead and take it with them on the John L. Scott scoreboard. It's Mazama 35, Phoenix nothing. Back after this on TableRockSports.net.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
Welcome back to Phoenix High School. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you. 1 minute, 56 seconds left with Mazama in the third quarter, I should say, with Mazama up 35-0. Coming out of a Phoenix timeout, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Vikings from the Phoenix 32-yard line. Pair of touchdown runs from Tristan Lee. Justin Ivey also with a pair for Mazama. A couple of interceptions out of Trayvon Daniels. On the Phoenix side, the lone bright spot has really been Mike Walker and his 3 sacks. Counter to Ivey. Almost broke through this time, but Walker makes the hit at the line of scrimmage. It's dragged forward for a gain of maybe 3 yards, but Walker once again sticking his face in there, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 7. .90 seconds left in the third quarter now. It's Kent and Jolin Gardner coming onto the field to occupy the wingback positions for Mazama. Baker the fullback. To give to Baker, trap up the middle. He manages to get up to the 25-yard line. Stopped just ahead of that, but still short of the markers. Bring up a 3rd and 3. 40 seconds now. Third down upcoming. Here's Baker. Huge hole left side, but a flag. Maybe that's why there is such a big hole as he's brought down at the 9-yard line. Penalty marker down, however. No shortage of penalties this evening, but hasn't made really any difference in the outcome.
No, Mazama honestly is just such an amazing team. Phoenix knew what they had coming tonight. All they could do is just try their hardest. And unfortunately, it looks like Mazama's coming up on top so far here. 0-35. Vikings have the lead right now.
Just getting physically beaten up by this pounding running game from the Vikings. Here's Lee. He's wrapped up and he's hit by Brumble. Managed to pick up a couple up to the 28-yard line, and that is going to close the book on the third quarter. So we'll head on down to the other side of the field, and we'll hear from some of our friends that helped bring this wonderful action to you on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Mazama 35, Phoenix nothing on TableRockSports.net.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's going to take care of you and not just a dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guide during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on LithiaSuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 40 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland and Medford, and now Bill's Glass.
About to start the fourth quarter here. It's a 4th and 6 upcoming for Mazama. They're going to give to Baker. Huge hole off tackle. He's racing for the end zone, and he's there. Touchdown, Vikings. Well, Baker was due. He's been the guy, the focal point of this offense pretty much all evening, and he had the rushing yardage to show for it. But what he didn't have was a touchdown to go with it, as the extra point is up and good. It'll make it 42-0 Mazama. But 33 yards later, he scampers his way right off tackle left side and finds himself a touchdown to put the Vikings up big. It was just 7-0 after the first quarter. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you. And at that point, we were kind of thinking that maybe Phoenix would be able to linger around in this one, Katrina. But since then, despite a litany of penalties from Mazama, and big ones too, personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct, we've seen blocks in the back, we've seen a couple of roughing the passer penalties, and even with all that, this is the number 2 team in the state looking to go to 4-0. They've just been a little too much for this Phoenix squad to overcome.
You got that right, Nate. This team is just coming in hard every single time. They're not letting any of the Phoenix Pirates pass them. These Vikings came here, they saw, and they've unfortunately conquered.
Nice. It's time for former high school athletes to get back in the game. Do it before this kickoff. Please consider becoming an OSAA official. Our officials tonight have really had their hands full. There's a serious shortage statewide in all sports at all levels. Remember the people that called your games in high school? Now it's your turn. Visit www.newofficials.org to learn how you can get back in the game. Nick Goff stutter-stepping his way through a nice kick return up past the 35-yard line before being run out of bounds at the 37. And at this point for Phoenix, Katrina, you just kind of want to put any points on the board.
I know. I'm just really hoping that at least for Phoenix' sake, something happens tonight for them. They've still got some time.
Now this Mazama team, after this, they're going to head on down to the KTVL studios, News 10, to visit with Joe Brett on Friday Night Football, 11:10 tonight, right on News 10, KTVL Channel 10. You can see highlights from these Table Rock sports teams that only Channel 10 will have. Mazama Vikings in-house tonight on Friday Night Football. Dungy gives to Walker, bounces it outside, but is tripped up from behind. Nice play to sneak in there by Isaac Pena.
Mm-hmm.
4-yard loss on the play, 2nd and 14. It's been a couple of series now since we've seen Mateo Lopez in the ball game, and he's got his helmet off on the sideline. Mike Walker, usually the fullback, is in the backfield. They're trying to set up a screen to Brumble, who is slotted in as the fullback now. You kind of just hope that Mateo Lopez is okay. He, danger of speculating too much. You always got to be careful, but the last we saw Lopez on the field, it looked like he didn't come out onto the field, and Phoenix was short a player for a play. They got him back out on the field, and he immediately committed a false start and then kind of walked off the field gingerly, so you just hope that everything's okay. He's been such a huge part of this Phoenix offense, but this Mazama defense has really held him down tonight. Third and 13 now for the Pirates with 10:58 left to go in the game. Dungy to pass. He's looking for Baynard, and it's just too high.
He was just not there.
That play was successful early in the game, but that time the two couldn't connect, and it'll be a punting situation for the Pirates. Rumble's kick bounces, takes a lateral hop where it's downed at the 33-yard line by Zach Dungy. Oh, they'll mark it at the 35. 42-0 Mazama over Phoenix on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Thank you for joining us on TableRockSports.net. 10:45 left to play. Looks like we're starting to get some backups in the game now. Up across the 40-yard line, and there was a whistle. It sounded like there was a whistle, and I'm wondering, must have gone down on a knee. It's Alex Hayden getting a little bit of run under center. Still not entirely sure what they've got going on here. They respotted the ball, but they said it was first down, and now the ball's a couple of spots ahead of the marker. So what have we got here? Now it's waiting for the marker to change. Okay, they are just saying his knee was down.
Okay.
So a 2nd and 6 on the way. That was pretty confusing. So Hayden, the new quarterback, he's going to keep it on an option. Cut up field, nice cutback. Now he's got more room to run. Hayden across the 40, down to the 30, the 20. Streaking down the sideline, stiff arms a man, cuts back into traffic, and is wrapped up at the 10-yard line. 50-yard run by Alex Hayden. Just his 2nd snap of the game. That'll bring up a 1st and goal for Mazama. Jason Ortega now the fullback behind Hayden. Getting some of the backups a little run is Mazama. Here's Hayden again, a juke move that gets him nowhere, and he's stuffed back at the line of scrimmage. Credit to Marcelo Valadez for getting his nose into the play. 2nd and goal. Clock now at 9 minutes and counting remaining in this one. Hayden again keeps it himself, and this time he's wrapped up. So 4 consecutive option plays that have been kept by the quarterback, and Phoenix finally catches on. I'll bring up a 3rd and goal back at the 14. Official spot at the 13, I should say. Inside 8.5 to play. Here's Ortega now. Falls forward to pick up 3 yards. We'll see a 4th down. Vic Lease will send on the field goal unit. No point in running it up at this point. Just try to get your senior kicker some more points on the board in Aiden Smith. So this will end up being a 26-yard field goal. From right between the hash marks. Smith's kick is up, and it's perfect. 3 more for the Vikings on the John L. Scott scoreboard. 7:24 left to play. It's Mazama 45, Phoenix nothing on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you on a pretty night here in Phoenix, but it hasn't been pretty for the home team. They're all likelihood here going to drop to 1-3 on the season.
Yeah, tough going here right here for the Phoenix Pirates. I don't know what they're going to have to do. Their coaches down there obviously pretty upset about tonight's results. As you can see on that board, John L. Scott showing 0 to 45. They can't feel good.
It's a rough break in a rebuilding program that went the entirety of last year without a victory. Showed some signs of life a couple weeks ago with their win. And you can see at times, and again, it's tough to judge them against this opponent because even though they're in the same conference, Mazama just on a level all their own is the number 2 team in the state. But all of those positive signs that we saw through some of the early weeks for Phoenix have just not been there tonight. Save for Mike Walker, his performance has been pretty good. Tough running out of the backfield, good receiving out of the backfield, 3 sacks. But ultimately, none of those things have led to any points for the Pirates. Goff lets the kickoff head into the end zone. Fans stop into any of the 7 Siskiyou Cellular locations in Southern Oregon for a wide range of your wireless needs. For over 25 years, Siskiyou Cellular has been keeping customers connected to people and things that matter most. Check out the latest individual, family, and business plans with all the latest smartphones, tablets, hotspots, and accessories. Siskiyou Cellular, presenting sponsor of Table Rock Sports. Four wide receivers for Dungy on a 1st and 10. Fires out to the flat for Goff, turns upfield, gets to the 25, dodges a couple of tacklers, and is rolled forward to the 30-yard line. It's going to be awfully close to a 1st down. They're telling him to move the chains.
All right.
Good effort from Goff to pick up the first down.
I know. I'm really rooting for this team right now. I want to have them get something on the board right now. I'm really hoping they can at least do it right now. I feel like this is their moment. Right now, Phoenix, there's no more time for you. Got to do it.
6.5 minutes left to play. They trailed big on the scoreboard.
And I see yellow on the field.
Flag coming in once again. Not sure, did they have too many men on the field?
I'm not quite sure.
All right, well, we're going to get it going here with a 1st and 15. Back at the 25-yard line. Out of the gun. And it's fumbled. Looked like it was supposed to be a draw to Walker. Dungy just lost the handle and fell on it. He'll lose about 6 on the play. Falls on it back on the 19, and once again, negative yardage on a drive for Phoenix.
And that is definitely not what Phoenix needs right now. Anything going forward, yes. Negative, no.
Well, it's tough enough for them to move the ball against Mazama without self-inflicted wounds. We've seen 2 fumbled snaps tonight, not including that fumbled handoff. Not ideal. 2nd and 21. 4 wide for the Pirates. Dungy to pass. Now he's rolled. Fires downfield. He's got a man, and it's just out of reach. Sails it over the top of his man, Justin Wilcox, who was wide open, streaking down the sideline. Just couldn't connect.
No, just overshot that just a little bit too far. He just couldn't reach it.
First time we've called Wilcox's name tonight. Like the majority of the Phoenix pass plays have either been screens to Walker or play action fakes that end up going to Walker in the flat.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 21. Here's Dungy. To his right. Trying it again. And this time,
just way overshot that throw.
Much better coverage that time from Mazama as well.
Mm-hmm. They had 2 on their guy there. There was no way Phoenix was going to catch that.
Brumble on to kick. No returner back for Mazama once again. Just has a chance to boot one downfield, and this is a nice spiral. It should take a Phoenix hop, and it does. Cross midfield down to the 35. Down at the 34-yard line. On the John L. Scott scoreboard, Mazama 45, Phoenix nothing on TableRockSports.net.
1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit Eye Care.
Welcome back. Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you. 45-0 your score. Mazama making the trip over from the basin and taking care of business. They'll improve to 4-0 on the season. There's 3:06 left to play. And it'll be a first down for Mazama on the 35-yard line. Tristan Lee with a pair of touchdown runs, 5 yards and 50 yards respectively. Justin Ivey also with 2 scores. Lee opened the scoring with a 36-yard touchdown pass to Ben Hoagie. And then finally getting on the board late on was Charlie Baker with a 33-yard touchdown run to provide the most recent score for Phoenix. Looks like another quarterback change here. Going to the wishbone with Tanner Wood under center is Mazama. Wood with the give to his tailback, off tackle, left side. Dragging tacklers appears to be Eric Mays with a solid run to get up close to the sticks. And that's going to be enough for a Mazama first down. 2:40 and counting. I imagine we'll see all wishbone from here. Same play, other side, tucking the ball, lowering his shoulder and bowling over tacklers is Caden Bolanos. That's going to be good for another first down, picking up chunk yardage 10 at a time across midfield into Phoenix territory to the 45. Give to the fullback now. Peyton Wright up the middle. This time he's short of the marker, gaining 9. Second and 1. 90 seconds left to play. Mazama up 45-0. Straight ahead again. Wright has some space, but he's wrapped up as a last-ditch effort, getting across the 25, earning yet another Mazama first down as we approach the minute 10 mark. Sounds like a sizable Mazama contingent down here underneath us. Sounded like they were chanting Vikings.
That's what I thought it sounded like, was the Vikings. But yet I hear that coming from the student and the staff and the crowds here at the Phoenix High School.
.40 seconds left to play. Here's Wright once again. Twisting his way up short of the 15-yard line at the 17. Second down. Feel like that may just do it. So time will expire on this one on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Mazama comes all the way over the hill and earns their 4th victory of the season to stay undefeated. 45-0, your final. Tristan Lee accounting for 3 touchdowns. Justin Ivey accounting for a pair, both on the ground. 2 interceptions from Trayvon Daniels and a decisive victory for the number 2 team in Division 4, opening up Skyline Conference play with a big, big victory on the road. For Phoenix, they dropped to 1-3. Next week, they're on over to the Basin themselves where they'll take on Klamath Union. The Pelicans having a rough start to their season, and the Pirates hoping that KU is going to be the elixir that they need to get their first conference victory of the year. We'll step aside here from our sponsors and then have a quick word after the game right here on TableRockSports.net.
Let's go! At US Cellular, we heard you. You want a wireless plan that works for you. That's why we're giving you unlimited data for just $30 on a network ranked #1 in network quality performance. All that and no hidden fees. That's the best value in wireless. That work for you? US Cellular. Choose fair.
For the best deals in wireless on a network that works in the middle of anywhere, visit Siskiyou Cellular, your local U.S. Cellular agent. 7 locations, including Central Point off Plaza Boulevard.
The Know Your Role campaign is incredibly needed and incredibly vital and important to establish boundaries, safe boundaries for children to play.
It's got to be a proactive culture where everybody enjoys the game.
At least creates awareness that some things need to change in order for the youth sports world and even actually the adult sports world to continue.
Knowing your role means that the parent, the coach, the referee, the fans, we all have a role.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up. You know that great deal got him a new car? This is the guy from Lithia who made it all possible, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos.
You want someone who's gonna take care of you and not just the dealership? My guy should be your guy.
Hola, Carlos.
But not for you, little sister. Thank you for coming.
Find your guy during Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford and on lithiasuperstore.com. Not a dealership, a partnership.
The days grow long, and the last school bell rings, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to that fabled land of green, where adventure drifts with you on the water and carries you through the trees. So let curiosity get the best of you and take the trail less traveled to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
Nate Goodyear and Katrina Sewell with you back here at the aftermath of a beatdown by the Mazama Vikings over your Phoenix Pirates. 45-0, the final score here this evening. The first quarter was somewhat promising for the Pirates as they gave up just 7 points, moved the ball a little bit, but after that, it was just all Vikings. Too much to handle. They opened up in the first quarter with a 36-yard touchdown from Tristan Lee to Ben Hoagie. That just 3 minutes into the game. But it wasn't until 12 minutes later, the second quarter, when Justin Ivey registered the first of his 2 rushing touchdowns on the evening. He would tack on his second, and then as we got to the second half, Tristan Lee had a pair of touchdown runs himself, and then Charlie Baker capped things off with a 33-yard score. So, Katrina, it was good to have you here tonight. A little bit of a bummer to watch this happen to Phoenix, but we knew that was going to happen. Well, we didn't know this was going to be the outcome. We knew that there was going to be a tough test ahead with this Mazama team, and the Vikings lived up to their billing.
Yeah, you know, I'm so glad to be out here tonight, get to see this amazing game. Mazama came in, like I said earlier, second in state. We knew they were going to be a hard team to beat, and they sure were. Phoenix, great job trying to stay in there. You know, really a couple great plays that happened, but they were just such a great team, both offense and defensive-wise. They were just too hard to beat tonight.
Well, I think now we should go ahead and choose our Southern Oregon Sports Commission players of the game. For me, tonight it's going to be Charlie Baker. He just had the 1 touchdown run, and it was late in the ball game, 33 yards. But really it was his performance at fullback that kind of delivered the body blows that opened up this Phoenix defense all game long, just riding the fullback right up the middle, picking up 6-7 yards at a time. And I think that's what really wore down this Phoenix defense.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with you, actually. I think Charlie Baker definitely was a name and a student to watch out tonight. That is going to be a football player. I always say, hey, scouts, watch out for certain people. He is definitely one that you're going to remember. He definitely led in a lot of yardage out there tonight, helping Mazama to that ultimate annihilated win tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to give credit, too, on the Phoenix side to Mike Walker. He had 3 sacks, a couple tackles for loss. Good effort catching the ball, running the ball out of the backfield. Really kind of the bright spot for this Phoenix team. That it would, I think, be a disappointment if we weren't able to bring up at least one of their guys. We know that they all fought hard tonight, but Mike Walker stood out for Phoenix.
Yeah, I also want to talk about Ryan Brumble, number 7. Also amazing job. Definitely a person to watch out for. Great player on the field.
Very strong defensively as well. Travel Medford and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission are working to help fans know their role. You can learn more at travelmedford.com/Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Up next for Phoenix, we mentioned they're on the road to Klamath Union. They'll go to the Basin next weekend to take on a KU team that was visiting Henley tonight. As for Mazama, they get to come back over again next week. They'll go up to Grants Pass and take on North Valley, who are on the road against Junction City for a non-conference game tonight. So Phoenix drops to 1-3. Mazama's up to 4-0. We'll see if that state ranking improves. We want to thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. Be sure and download the free TableRockSports.net app and watch the replay of this game free on your mobile devices. We'd like to thank Phoenix High School Athletic Director Dave Earhart for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week on TableRockSports.net and today's broadcast. Special thanks to head coaches Dave Johnson of Phoenix and Vic Lease of Mazama. You can check out some great features on our updated website at TableRockSports.net and follow us online at Facebook.com/TableRockSports. Also do it on Twitter at TableRockSports. We hope you enjoyed the free broadcast made possible by our sponsors' support, and we want to remind you to tune in to News 10 KTVL Channel 10 Friday at 11:10. That's tonight for Friday Night Football with Joe Brett, Brian Schnee, and Demi DeSoto. You'll see highlights from all these Table Rock sports teams that only Channel 10 is going to have, and you can watch for teams live on set each week on Friday Night Football, and this week it is the victorious Mazama Vikings. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Mazama 45, Phoenix nothing. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports with Katrina Sewell.
Hello.
Yay. I'm Nate
Yay.
Goodyear saying thanks for watching and good night from Phoenix High School in Phoenix, Oregon.